part of socioeconomic progress. Technology has the power to make a leap in human development outcomes that we've not seen since the Industrial Revolution. So we want to be part of that journey and that conversation in the Philippines. As the UK, we are fully invested in tech. We have $1 trillion tech economy. The only other two countries that have $1 trillion tech economies are China and the US. And we've worked incredibly hard to put in place a tech ecosystem in the UK that enables talent to flourish rather than constrain it. We've invested hugely in our talent in STEM, in AI, in quantum, etc. We've invested in putting regulatory systems and tax incentives in place to ensure that startups flourish. And so right now we have 145 tech unicorns, 85,000 tech startups, and it's all about partnership as well, right? And there's so much talent in the Philippines. I think the Filipino tech ecosystem is growing incredibly fast. I think it's doubled in size in the last year. So much talent and so much opportunities for us to do work together. The beauty of the relationship between the UK and the Philippines is that we've got so much in common. We share our values, and we really share our vision for a world that is free, that is better off, so where there's less poverty, less vulnerability, less climate shocks, etc. And technology has the power to be at the heart of that, to reach the most vulnerable. I was just right now talking to someone about online sexual exploitation of children. Technology has the ability to curb that with the new technology that now exists, which means that phones could, if the manufacturer installs this app on their phone, not take photos of children that are naked or so. So that could just solve that problem. Bing. And there's so many other problems that could be solved. Obviously, climate is a big one. In this country, disasters are natural disasters. I mean, extreme weather events are increasingly frequent. We're seeing that right now with all these typhoons. And technology has the potential to enable us to not just know when they're going to come and where and how they're going to hit, but predict their impact, and then we can plan and we can prepare and we can invest. So we are full in terms of our partnerships. We've done a lot already with key Filipino companies that are tech companies. We've done a lot as well with the government, whether that be the ICT on the cyber side of the house, and indeed the ICT Secretary Uy was in London last year when the British Prime Minister hosted the first ever global summit on AI safety. And we've done a lot as well with DOST, the Department of Science and Technology, on science and supporting entrepreneurs in the Philippines and innovators to think about how do they take their ideas to the market. So it's not just an idea, but actually it leads to a business that can at scale make a real life difference. And I'm just super energized to be here to see just quite how much talent there is, how much energy. And yep, we feel absolutely blessed to be able to be partners with Geeks on the Beach today.
Aside from climate tech now, what other tech sector in the Philippines do you find exciting and really has the potential to
Health tech. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Again, this morning I was speaking to someone who's using technology to reach marginalized women, to talk about access to contraception or to managing pregnancy challenges and difficulties. So there's no doubt that health tech is absolutely critical, not least with the talent that the Philippines has in terms of healthcare workers. Agri-tech, clearly in a country where agricultural still fuels a good chunk of the economy, or at least employs a great number of Filipinos. Agri-tech has the opportunity, has the potential rather, to turbocharge agriculture. The ed tech, we've seen education outcomes in the Philippines are not where they should be. Everyone agrees to that. Everyone wants to make a difference. With ed technology, you can really make a great difference accessing against the most vulnerable children and giving them the opportunity to learn, sometimes not in formal school settings, but otherwise, I mean, the sky's the limit, and this is the beauty. There's so many things we haven't yet thought about that entrepreneurs and innovators now have the license to think about. And I think the beauty of the tech ecosystem is it's not just big ideas, it's not just the revolutionary ideas. It's sometimes the very evident small ideas that can also generate huge change and make a real life difference in people's lives. And that's what we're focused on, real life difference in people's lives.
And how do you find the state of women in tech in the Philippines? It seems to be dominated by still male founders.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's always a challenge to have women represented in leadership positions, and so I think it's really important to be talking about it. There's some positives in this equation. Women in tech are don't face as big a gender pay gap as in other sectors, for example. So that means that it's a more equal sector. But yeah, we have to encourage more women, and that means encouraging more women in STEM. And I think that now internationally that's recognized, and there's a lot more effort on that. We need role models. We need incentives for women to work in tech and to stay in tech. And I think we need moments and conferences where we come together and share notes about the struggles and constantly kind of put forward ideas and then have loop-back mechanisms to constantly fix and adjust. And I'm actually very confident that this is one sector where we're going to see a lot more women, because the talent is there, and it can be a modern, flexible lifestyle which completely suits women and men in the 21st century. So I think we just need to raise the awareness. But young girls that I'm speaking to are they've got their eye on tech, and rightly so.
Great.
You have questions?
I'm still thinking.
Abby. Yeah.
On a lighter note, who's your favorite band?
My favorite band?
James Bond.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I thought
I mean, Daniel Craig is a pretty good James Bond. He's pretty hot. You've got to give him that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Daniel Craig.
so.
I might not want to say that I said
so the latest
hot.
one.
That's slightly awkward. But my husband thinks he looks like Daniel Craig. I'll tell you that. No comment.
So you have questions?
That was the most unexpected question I've had in a long time. I've enjoyed that. Taking me by surprise.
Ambassador, how many British residents do we have now?
20,000, sorry. Yeah. And 250,000 Filipinos in the UK. Yeah. That we're proud to host and really appreciate their contribution to to British kind of cultures and communities. You're also polite.
I'm Coach Ali. I talk about tech in TikTok and other social media platforms, so that's where I'm coming from. But before, I used to work for Tribal Software, a British software company, but that's in the finance and accounting space. So I'm interested in how things are kind of melding together. But yeah, coming from someone who was part of more direct software thing to someone who's creating content and on the PR side of things, how do I get started with helping like initiatives about amplifying tech? Because I'm interested in how to get into contact with you and everything and all the events that we're lining up to. So how do you get it started?
Well, you give me your name and your contact details, and I put you in touch with my team members. We've got 2 team members that are here. One's called John, and he works on the commercial side of things, so he works with companies, and one's called Karen, and she works on the science and tech kind of policy and program side of things. And together, they're the perfect team. And we do have a lot of things, and we want to bring in more and more people together with us on the journey. I mentioned earlier Southeast Asia Tech Week, UK Southeast Asia Tech Week, which for the first time will be held in the Philippines. And that's a demonstration that we think this is a major hub in Southeast Asia now. But we want more and more partners to raise awareness, to establish contacts, and as the UK government, what we also bring is a platform, and we can act as conveners that bring different people together, a bit like Boots on the Beach does as well. So please, just stay in touch, and then we'll involve you in events and bring you together into our little group of friends and partners.
Geeks with the Brits.
Yeah, Geeks with the Brits. That's what we should call our UK Southeast Asia.
Mixed with the Brits.
Or Geeky Brits.
Yeah, like that.
Something like that. I like the way you're thinking.
Geeky
It's how
Brits.
you're creative.
Okay, Ambassador. I heard earlier I talked with someone from Austria who mentioned about a red card program where skilled workers, Filipinos for example, can apply for work in Austria and they can bring their families there to work with Austria. The red card program. Does the UK have a similar program to this where Filipinos can apply for work in the UK?
So we don't have exactly the same scheme, but we have different visa regimes, and we have really very welcoming visa regimes in particular, to be honest, for tech talent, right? So we want the UK to be not just, one of the three big tech economies, but a geographic hub for talent and thinking and innovation. So certainly for tech innovators, we've got a special visa channel for that. And then we have different visa channels for different types of workers and different categories, and indeed for students as well, because we are always welcoming Filipino students as well to the UK to do all kinds of subjects, but in particular STEM-related work.
Okay.
You're okay so far? Bless you. You don't want to ask me who my favorite... Bless you, bless you.
So I think we're
Give it happy for fantasy.
they all
Oh,
have
bless you.
magazine.
I know there are a lot of Filipinos in the US.
Balikbayan magazine, that's fantastic. And is
We
this...
encourage Filipino from all over the world.
Publicity.
So this is published here?
Yes.
And it's for Balikbayans that are returning from overseas. Very good. Thank you so much.
They also own like Asian Journal. It's
Also, the
like
Filipino American newspaper in the US in different states.
Excellent. There's also a Filipino newspaper in the UK.
Oh, yes, I
You're familiar with that. That is very
There's
good.
a big event every July in London.
Yeah.
Before big COVID.
Yeah. And we're going to be hopefully doing it more and more, because UK Philippines Friendship Day is on the 20th of October. And so we celebrate that here in the Philippines. And it's also celebrated in the UK with different Filipino fiestas celebrating the contribution of Filipinos to the UK and to UK culture. And I think that there's an increasing understanding of what Filipino culture is and an increasing celebration thereof, which is really very exciting.
So Filipinos have assimilated well into the UK.
Absolutely, and welcome with open arms, because such lovely, warm, kind people, and such malasakit that is second to none.
Malasakit.
My accent is not good. Malasakit. Apologies.
Ambassador, my question is, what keeps you going? Because I always see you at events. You are
Dear.
personally attending.
Yes.
You're very active.
Yes. Passion is
Passion.
the answer. I do this job out of passion, because I don't see diplomacy as being in stuffy conference rooms talking about formal text and negotiations, but it's about having a real life impact, in our case for the lives of people in the Philippines and the lives of people in the UK. And I really think that's what diplomacy is. At the heart of our diplomacy is climate change, and that's about people's lives. At the heart of our diplomacy is science and tech, all these issues which are ultimately about creating a better understanding of what the UK is and stands for, what our values are, that we're innovative, we're young, we're dynamic, we're engaged and relevant, and conversely making sure people in the UK better understand who Filipinos are, what they've got to bring, and there's so much in common, in particular with the youth that have got so much talent that I'm just excited to be given this opportunity to do that job and to strengthen that bridge across so many sectors and make a real life difference to the people of the UK and the people of the Philippines.
So you're not the type that delegates. You want to be hands-on.
Well, I do delegate. I have to, and I'm lucky to have great teams. But I also think my job is to lead by example, and where I have the time and the opportunity to go out and meet as many people as possible, My job can't be just about the little bubble in Metro Manila. Quite the contrary, it's about meeting real Filipinos, understanding what people's concerns are, and thinking about where we might be able to partner and make a difference together.
Nice. Thank you.
Maraming
Maraming salamat.
Group photo with Ambassador.
Yeah.
Group photo.